Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 302 Sports. I'm Benny Mitchell. With me today, Sean Brennan. Sorry, we're going to jump right into the pregame show, Sean. There's a little bit of technical difficulties. And let's start off right with the Dream Scouting Network players to watch. And for the visiting Sussex Tech Ravens, I think the two players you got to watch here is number one, the quarterback, and the safety, Ricky Kane. He was last Thursday night. He was the Louis Pizza player of the game, had an outstanding game running and passing, scored one on the ground, scored one in the air. Talk a little bit about Ricky Kane.
Yeah, I mean, Ricky Kane, he's been very athletic for the Sussex Tech Ravens, and really as the season's gone on, Ricky has gotten better. And he's actually, with last week's great performance, started to provide them a little bit of balance that they were lacking early on in the beginning of the year with some of his playmaking with his arms. I mean, he really threw the ball well last week.
And also, I think tonight might be a short yardage game, Sean. Sussex Tech to win this game, they're going to have a lot of third and shorts, third and mediums, and that's going to bring in the fullback, number 24, Nolan Lamontagne.
Yeah, and he scored a touchdown last week as well. He's playing really well for them. This is going to be a game of inches, there's no doubt. And having a kid like Lamontagne really is going to help this offense. And then they throw in the play-action passing with Ricky Kane. They're going to be a form to beat tonight.
And, folks, we're going to take a break real quick for the national anthem, and we'll be right back with more of our pregame show, the Sodell Concept pregame show here at Sussex Tech versus Sussex Central.
Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Again, Benny Mitchell with me, Sean Brennan. And Sean, let's get right back to the Dream Scouting Network players to watch. And let's talk about Sussex Central now. And he was our week one player, the Louis Pizza player of the game. He's the quarterback, the junior, Isaac Barnes.
Yeah, Isaac Barnes getting it done on both sides of the football, too. Playing a little defense for the Knights, too. And what a great game he had against the Hodson Silver Eagles that first week one. I mean, he was really impressive. You know, young kid coming in, really has done a really, really good job for Central.
And number 20, Zion Reed, we saw a little bit of him. We didn't even know week one that he was going to be a key player in this offense. And this halfback, he's going to be key on first and second down.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got great speed, too. He can take it to the house at any time. So they get, Sussex Tech tonight better make sure that they wrap up, or it's going to be a long night.
And the captain's going to rig up for the coin toss. So, Sean, let's talk about your keys to the game for the Sussex Tech Ravens.
All right, the Gators X's and O's this week for Tech. The offensive line really needs to get up on the linebackers. Central's defense always does a great job of making sure that they're working downhill and causing a lot of havoc with blocking schemes. So it's important tonight that Tech's O-line really does a good job with Central's linebackers. Number 2, they need to continue to be balanced on offense. All right, they really showed last week that they can throw the football a little bit. So now teams can't just pin their ears back and shut the running game down. And then the third thing, Benny, they got to win on special teams tonight. I think it really could. They have a kicker, Patrick Short, who kicked the 35-yarder against Lazy Annam. So he could be the difference of the game for them.
And for the Sussex Central Golden Knights, your keys for the victory for the Knights.
No drive stopping or drive continuing penalties. They have a history of just shooting themselves in the foot with silly penalties. So no drive stopping penalties. Number 2, the secondary and the linebackers need to have a good game tonight for Central to shut the running game down of Tech. And then number 3, the offense needs to stay out of third and long situations. When you're a wing T team, where you're limited in your playbook of what you can do, whether waggle, tackle trap, counter, crisscross, those kinds of things. So they want to stay out of that. If they can do that, they'll win.
And now it's time for the Green Blade Turf Report, the Green Blade Irrigation and Turf Care in Kent County. And we are playing on an athletic mix, as athletic director Sean Tidwell tells me. So we're playing on grass. Pass on the grass, run on the rug.
Yeah, so it's 74 degrees, Benny, here at kickoff time. 0% chance of rain tonight. A little breeze out of the south-southwest at 5 miles an hour. And the barometric pressure holding at 30. And it feels like 74. Perfect football weather with a visibility of 10 miles an hour. Or 10 miles, sorry.
Folks, I put out a Twitter poll this week. Who wins the 302 Sports Henley Conference Game of the Week? And this, John, is a rivalry series game here on 302 Sports.
Absolutely.
And the fans voted 120 votes, Sean. And the fans are taking Sussex Central 67% to 33% tonight.
I'm taking them as well.
So there's your 302 Sports Twitter poll. The fans on Twitter are taking Sussex Central tonight. Folks, at halftime, we'll bring you our Pigskin picks. A little late getting started, and we're getting ready to get the kickoff, so no time for that right now. And we're waiting to see both teams' captains are out on the field. And, Sean, this is a neat little mid-season rivalry game. Usually we have to wait till Week 10, but we have the Battle of Georgetown here tonight between Sussex Tech and Sussex Central. Sussex Tech comes across town to take on the Golden Knights.
Is there any businesses open tonight? Everybody seems to be here. We got here real early tonight, and the parking lot was packed already.
Standing room only. You see a big gap over there in the Sussex Tech bleachers. That's for the band.
The foods were good, and this is just where it's at. But this is a serious rivalry tonight for bragging rights in the town of Georgetown.
This is the 302 Sports Rivalry Series. Last year we did Delmar and Woodbridge, the Lions Club Cup. Woodbridge winning that one. And at the end of the year, the winner will receive a 302 Sports Rivalry Series trophy at the end of the season.
That's awesome.
And we have one more this year, Week 10.
Milford Lake.
That's it.
There we go.
Battle for the Bell. And another guy I think we need to look at, Sean, who might be key in this game is Jerron Curtis, the fullback from Sussex Central.
Yeah, he played really well, too, in that first game that we did. Physical kid, and he as well has really good speed. And Central does like to run the fullback. So, yeah, he's a kid to really. And
a guy to watch out defensively for the Ravens, number 50, inside linebacker, Teddy Letnoff. If Central tries to run between the tackles, Teddy Letnoff has made a ton of tackles this year against Appo last Thursday. Appo, after a few plays, opted to go outside, and he didn't get a lot of tackles, but he certainly turned that game to the outside.
What's interesting to me about this is Tech has used 3 different running backs that have scored touchdowns this year, showing a lot of balance and versatility out of the running backs. And I like Shaheim Williams He scored a touchdown in week 1 for him, or week 2, sorry. And also Michael Norsworthy scored 2 weeks ago.
Michael Norsworthy's a player, Sean, let me tell you.
So I really like him a lot. So this is going to be really interesting. Central's defense better show up today and not take this 2-2 Tech team lightly, because this is going to be a good football game, folks.
So the 2 teams are on the field, folks. Game of the week, 302 Sports Rivalry Series. It's Henley Conference football. It is week 5, Sean, already. And this is this is key. First opening night for Tech in the conference. Central's 1-0.
Right. Yeah, Central with a big win last week against Dover. Pretty handily win, too,
right,
which surprised a lot of people. Coach Wells getting the team ready. We'll see what happens tonight.
So Sussex Tech's going to be kicking off and waiting for the Knights to send their return team out there. And back goes number 1, Jermika Jacobs.
Sophomore.
And number 20, one of our players to watch, Zion Reed.
See if we see a zone kick this week. We've been watching teams really practice their zone kicking week in and week out. I really don't want to kick it to Zion Reed, that's for sure.
So we got the ball teed up. We're ready for some football action, folks. And there we go. Short kick's going to go to Reed, and he's going to take it at about 12-yard line, takes it across the 20 to the 20. Big hit at about the 26-yard line. Number 25, Harold Sturgis, the sophomore.
How about it? Did a good job staying in his lane, running down hard, but not with reckless abandon. Broke down real nice and made a great tackle. You hate to see kids fly down there, and how many times, Benny, don't they wrap up, right?
Right.
So, great job.
So Sussex Central is going to take off 1st and 10, and they're going to mark about their own 28-yard line where the Golden Knights, and here comes that Golden Knights John Wells wing T offense.
Classic wing T, too. You know, we watched wing T last week. Nothing came back from motion. Coach Wells does a good job of keeping you honest on the back side.
And Barnes looking to pass right away, and short to his, and that's a double vision out there. That's his identical twin brother, Isaac Barnes.
Isaac made some good catches in week 1, too, when we
yes.
were here, too.
And just a monster at cornerback.
I think he had a pick that game, too.
He may have. 2nd and 10 for the Golden Knights. And, Sean, I think for both of these teams, they want to establish early what they're going to do. They want to get on the board first in this game.
Well, obviously you want to get a nice little lead, some comfort zone.
This is number 21 right in. That's Tyjair Parker. He's got the first down to the 45, inside the 50, to the Sussex Tech 40, and he's going to be down around the, call it the 34-yard line, and big run on 2nd down for the Golden Knights.
Yeah, they did a great job of setting the edge that time and letting him get to the outside. Tech better make some adjustments there.
The Knights' second play of the game, they have a big first down. Folks, we have our stat man back this week. So happy. Dave Marvel back in the bleachers, taking care of our stats for us.
Yes. This Central offense is averaging 28 points a game, with most of their points coming in the second quarter. So seeing them drive down here at this time.
And we have an early timeout, Sean. Is this an injury or is this an injury timeout? That's number 5, Trey Hatfield. Nope, a sophomore.
Yeah, Trey's limping off. He'll be okay. But, yeah, they score most of their points in the second quarter. So this is a great start. But they have to stay out of those penalty situations. So they need to get about 5 yards here on first down where they can feel comfortable on second down.
So here goes the ready to play whistle, and here come the Golden Knights. 1st and 10 at the 35 of Sussex Tech. Wing T formation, wing to the right. That's going to be number 8, Jerron Curtis. Maybe 2 yards on the play, stacked up there, in on the tackle, number 50, Teddy Letnoff. I said he's got to keep him out of the inside and make him go out.
Well, Tech's defensive front did a really nice job that time. They sat in a 6-2 look to take away that running game. And they did a really good job of coming off blocks. So it's important here that now they're going to provide some pressure.
2nd, and we're going to call it 9 here for the Golden Knights at the 34-yard line of Sussex Tech.
Tech's pretty big up front.
They are. They're a bigger team on the line. Golden Knights wing T formation. Barnes hands off to number 20, That's right. That's 21. Parker, he's got the first down, and he's inside of 20. The Knights are in the red zone, Sean.
Parker establishing the run game early, huh?
Off tackle, yeah.
How about it? And that's the prime example. First down, they did a good job of coming off blocks. This time, they did not. We watched this before against Hodson, where they're going to use their angle blocks, true wing T blocking, folks. You don't see a whole lot of this. They're using shoulders. They're getting a lot of down blocks and kicking out. And there's a prime example of why it's good to use.
First and 10 for the Golden Knights. And that's a handoff to Zion Reed off the left side, off left tackle. And he's going to pick up about 4 on the play, bring up a 2nd and 6.
That's your typical buck sweep there. Nicely done by the guards.
2nd and 6 for the Golden Knights.
Tech back to their 5-3 look.
And Barnes under center, and that's going to be a handoff again to Parker, but this time he stopped at the line of scrimmage, maybe even a loss on, and that's letting off at number 24, Nolan LaMontagne on the tackle.
So Tech made an adjustment that time to get out of that 6-2 look, because what was creating those big runs was once he got past that first group of defenders, there was nothing back there. So now you pull one off the line of scrimmage, put him back in linebacker, let him run downhill, and that's, LaMontagne did a good job.
3rd and 8 for the Golden Knights, loss of 1 on the play. And looks like they're going to a little shotgun here, Sean. Got Barnes back in the shotgun, one back with him. Motion with Reed, and that's going to be a quarterback draw up the middle, and he's got it. He's in. Touchdown. The quarterback, Isaac Barnes.
Well, great balance on that drive, huh? How about it? Little inside, little outside, score on a big ISO with your quarterback.
I think the motion seemed to take those middle linebackers, cause them to cheat to the right, and opened up a huge hole in the middle.
Yeah, and they got burnt on speed sweeps, so those kids were really flying to it that time. But no penalties, right? And that
Absolutely.
We talked about the X's and O's. It was a clean drive.
On the kick, number 44, Cade Bullock. Holder is the twin brother, Isaac Barnes. He's got it up. It's good. Sussex Central leads 7-0. Folks, we're going to take a timeout, and we'll be right back with some more first quarter action. Sussex Central 7, Sussex Tech 0. And welcome back, folks. Benny Mitchell, Sean Brennan on the camera today. Our man, Trey Mitchell. And like I said, we have him back. Our stat man, Dave Marvel. We missed him the last 2 weeks.
We really have. He's been working hard with his job. It was tough for him to get here. He's excited to be back today, Benny. 3 first downs on that scoring drive. No penalties.
That's the wing T. Take it down the field, eat up clock. Although they didn't eat a whole lot of it. Just under 9 minutes to play here in the first quarter. But 3 big runs on that play.
Yeah, Parker's only a sophomore, too.
Right. Oh, this Sussex Central team is young. And Bullock on the kick. Kind of a knuckleball, goes out of bounds, and that'll be a procedural penalty on the Golden Knights.
And there's the zone kick that we talked about.
Right.
Trying to get that ball to just kind of die right around the 15 to 10 yard line and allow your pursuit to just run to the football. Goes out of bounds, it's okay. You can't take it to the house.
Absolutely. So the Ravens are going to take the ball on the 35-yard line. 8:59 to play here in the first quarter. They trail 7-0, and this is their first crack on offense. At the quarterback, number 7, Ricky Kane. And in the backfield with him is Norsworthy. And number 26, Chase Snyder. And it's going to be Ricky Kane handing off to Norsworthy. And he's going to get about 5 yards on the play. Bring up a 2nd and 5.
And he cut on the inside foot. If he cuts on that outside foot and get those shoulders square,
right,
he might even got another 3 or 4 yards.
Call that a gain of 6 on the play. Be a 2nd and 4.
And Norsworthy was one of the kids that I was talking about a little bit ago. I really like him. He's done a nice job.
He had a big game, a couple touchdowns last week against Appoquinimink.
Yep.
2nd and 4 for Sussex Tech. Pistol formation. Shy Williams goes in motion, and it's going to be motion on the speed sweep. He's got the first down, takes it across the 50, inside his Sussex Central territory at the 43-yard line. 1st and down for the Ravens. 1st and 10, excuse me, not 1st and down.
It's okay.
It's a rivalry game. Has me excited, Sean.
I know, right?
So here we go, 1st and 10 for Sussex Tech. Pistol formation, handoff to Norsworthy. He's got some running room.
They're really dominating the line of scrimmage.
They are.
Right,
they have a big front line, and that could be a problem for Central.
Well, they've been known over the years to wear down and get tired. So they need to do this for 4 quarters.
2nd and 4 for the Ravens. Kane, only a sophomore. 2 young quarterbacks in this game. Barnes, a junior. Kane, a sophomore. Kane in the pistol formation. Motion coming towards the near side. That's going to be a handoff to number 15, Jamil's Small. And looks like he may have enough for the first down.
This Central defense is confused. Yeah. They're seeing, all this motion crossing their faces, speed sweep coming on with that motion, and now you give it to the fullback, and, it's just
first down for the Ravens.
Good balance. Their second first down of this drive.
Last Thursday night, Kane had 1 touchdown. Nice ball down in the right hand corner.
19-yarder.
Yeah, he does have a nice ball. We'll see. He doesn't throw a lot. So here we go, pistol formation again.
He throws enough to keep you honest.
Right. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line, and that's going to be Kane on the quarterback follow, and he's across the 30. Down about the 29-yard line, where it's going to be 2nd down for the Ravens.
Tech's version of what we saw on the touchdown.
Right.
The identical play, the fullback keep, dive, whatever you want to call it. It's, the quarterback just following his back through the line of scrimmage.
2nd and call again a 4, 2nd and 6 for the Ravens at the Sussex Central 29-yard line, just inside the 30.
This Tech offense is averaging 25 points a game, and they've really picked it up the last 2 weeks, scoring 91 points.
Williams goes in motion, snaps a little off to the right, but that's Smalls on the carry. I think he's got enough for the first down, and he does. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Ravens, so 2 offenses just coming out and smacking each other in the mouth right now, Sean.
It's a slobber knocker.
Yeah. I had that in my notes. If we got to do our pregame show, I actually had slobber knocker written in my notes.
That is a term I love.
Good old JR, right? 1st and 10 for the Ravens at the 23-yard line of Sussex Central. And that's going to be another handoff to Smalls on the carry, or Norsworthy.
No, Norsworthy.
And he's tough to get down. He's not very big, but he's hard to get down.
He runs behind his pads. There's no doubt about it. He's always looking to fall forward.
Pick up a 3 on the play, brings up a 2nd and 7 at the 19-yard line. So the Ravens, first series, and they get in the red zone. And now these 2 teams, we talked about it, they have to convert these red zone points.
Yeah, you need touchdowns.
Right.
You need touchdowns, especially early.
Pistol formation with an up back here. That is Smalls. And it's going to be a handoff to Smalls. Moves across inside the 20, close to the 15. They're going to calm down about the 17-yard line. Gain of, call it 1 or 2 on the play. Brings up a 3rd and 6.
Big difference when they're not seeing that flood motion across, isn't it? Notice how them backers really ran downhill that time. Attacked that ISO. Whereas before, when they were seeing that flood motion, they were almost sitting still, not being able to work downhill because they got to see, was it speed sweep or are they giving it to the fullback? That motion, they need to come back to that here on 3rd down just to get something to flash in front of those backers, because Wellesley's kids really do a good job of working downhill.
3rd and 6. Got a slot out to the left side. Tight end on the right. And we're going to shift here. We're going to tight end over to the left side. We're going to flood this left side. It's going to be Shy Williams on the carry. Not sure if he got anywhere on that, Sean.
No, that was just a blitz up the middle. Number 15, Brian Evans, did a really good job. Brian's 6'1". He laid the wood that time, too.
No gain on the play. Brings up maybe a gain of 1. Brings up a 4th and 5. And the Ravens are going to go for it. Ray Teagle, number 1, checks in with the play.
They must be just out of Short's range, I guess.
And they break the huddle, and we're going to have a timeout. Sussex Tech, and folks, we're going to take one with them. Your score in the first quarter with 4:26 to play. Sussex Central 7, Sussex Tech 0.
I'm Scott Kammerer of Sodell Concepts. We have 8 locations, a catering company and a food truck right here on the Culinary Coast in southern Delaware, and we'd love to see you at one of our locations. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue in downtown Rehoboth, serving homemade pasta. Papa Grande's in downtown Rehoboth. Our treetop deck has the best happy hour around. And Matt's Fish Camp, located on Route 1 in North Bethany Beach, your classic seafood shack. At Sodell, we believe in beautiful, simple food and making the world a better place. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer of Sodell Concepts. We have 8 locations, a catering company and a food truck right here on the Culinary Coast in southern Delaware.
And welcome back, folks, to Georgetown. We're at the Castle, Sussex Central High School. The Battle of Georgetown between the Sussex Central Golden Knights and the Sussex Tech Ravens.
Hey, how pretty was it tonight, with the cornfield? And
that was also in my pregame notes that we're not going to get to hear now.
I know. But it was nice.
And 4th and 5 for the Ravens. Pistol formation slot to the left. And that's going to be Shy Williams takes it down around the 10-yard line, goes out of bounds. He should have a first down where the referee is standing.
Yeah, they're waving the sticks around. He got it.
That's right on the 10-yard line.
So it came back.
1st and 10.
Came back with a play that they ran earlier in the drive for a big gain. But that's that motion again that I was talking about that just seems to be giving them fits.
1st and goal from the 10. And that's Norsworthy. Picks up about maybe 2 on the play. I'm going to call it 4. Pick up about 4. So that's going to be 2nd and goal from the 6.
That was just straight ISO that they ran earlier as well.
Under 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Sussex Central scores first on a 14-yard touchdown run by Barnes. And now the Ravens threatening. And that's going to be Kane rolls out left. He's in trouble. He runs back to the right. He finds a man open in the back of the end zone. Oh. In and out of the hands of number 11, Cameron Johnson. He was wide open, Sean.
He was. And that's the old scramble drill in the end zone where your big guy runs the back line. We used to call it the back line. And he was wide open. It was almost like he got so excited, Benny, that he was going to score a touchdown. They forgot to catch it. But what athleticism, huh?
Right, absolutely.
How about that? They had him stopped for a big loss.
Kane's an athlete. I got to see him play Thursday night. He got injured last year. So here we go, pistol formation with an up back. And that's going to be a handoff. That's an option play to Williams. Williams makes a move, tries to cut it back in. He's all wrapped up by number 17.
Great discipline by the defense.
So I don't have a number, or number 17, excuse me. That's Josiah Blake on the tackle.
Yeah, Blake did a great job of running to the pitch and staying square.
Well, Kane got pushed back on the penetration, which took off the pitch ratio there. And just a great play, and he was part of that penetration.
Absolutely. What discipline, though?
3rd and goal from the 10, and here comes on to kick the field goal. That's number 21. Robert Locklear, or correction, 27, Josiah Sneed. And it's going to be a fake. Kane rolls out to the right. He's under pressure. And inside the 5, ball goes in the air. And I believe it was caught by the kicker. What is it, Sean?
It was, and I don't know if he got it. He may be short.
So the Ravens try to go fake field goal on the short side of the field. And the Knights sniff it out. And they're going to turn it over on downs.
Well, it just didn't seem right because you know, when you look at things, the kicker normally was 19, Patrick Short. So something just, even though they, by alignment, looked like they were kicking a field goal, just didn't smell right.
Right.
And they were all over that.
So Coach Quillen going for it early.
We saw this last week with Cape Henlopen. Went for it on 4th down and really hurt them.
Here come the Knights, 1st and 10 at their own 10-yard line. Actually inside their 10. And that's going to be a handoff. See if we can pick up a number, and a helmet goes flying. That was number 8, Curtis, on the carry. Gain of 5 on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 5 for the Golden Knights.
It's difficult here for me now because I got the
I know, that's
in front of me.
Big frame between that window. They could fit 2 more windows in here.
I think so.
Let's talk to the shop teacher, see if we can get that straightened out. 2nd and 5 for the Golden Knights. Isaac Barnes brings him out of the huddle, up under center. It's going to be wing to the right. Approaching 2 minutes to play here in the quarter. And that's going to be again. Oh, he's wrapped up. Who's that on that tackle, Sean? That was number 50, letting off now. Number 10, Jason Genshaw. He blows up the sweep there with the play that they've hit twice for big with Parker.
Yeah.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 for the Golden Knights.
Big 3rd down. You want to watch here for waggle pass, or counter crisscross.
Yeah, and Barnes is a true dual threat quarterback, so he can roll out on waggle. He can run it or throw it.
He can run it, right. He hits the pass.
And there's your waggle. And he's got a man open down the side, off the fingertips. That's number 2, his twin brother, Isaiah Barnes. And that's going to bring up a 4th and 10.
Isaiah got out of that break just a little late.
Right.
You got to. His hips looked really good coming out of the break, but you got to snap that head around. And he was a little lazy getting that head around, and he saw the ball a little bit too late, and it just was on him too fast for him to make the catch. But, I mean, it was a great route and a great throw. I mean,
Barnes kind of rolled out that. You knew that was going to be pass all the way.
Sure.
He starts sprinting out in that
bootleg. That wasn't like regular waggle.
Yeah.
That was just more of a roll in the pocket so that he's not sitting back there as a target.
On the punt, I believe that's number 11, Isaac Barnes, the quarterback and the kicker. Nice snap. Left-footed kick, and he kicks a high knuckleball, and it's going to bounce around the 35-yard line, across the 40, and it's going to be down by the Golden Knights, number 53, Tyler Bunning. And that's going to be 1st and 10 for the Ravens.
Tech's going to start with really good field position.
Yes, they are.
If I cut you off, I apologize. I can't really.
That's a loud system, isn't it?
It is really loud, folks. As loud as you are, Benny, I'm struggling to hear you.
Here we go. 1st and 10 for the Ravens at the Sussex Central 40. We're going to call it the 43-yard line. Started off at the 35 last time, drove down to the 10, and attempted a fake field goal on the short side of the field.
What a big win for that Tech defense.
Yeah, absolutely. So pistol formation, Kane at quarterback. Motion coming to the near side. And that's going to be Smalls with some running room off the right side. Cuts it back up the middle. He's got the 1st down, Sean. He's around the 30-yard line.
That's their 5th first down of this quarter.
This is a little trap play out of the pistol, yeah.
Yeah, and again, I like that flood motion because it forces those linebackers to watch and see. Whenever they seem to run their downhill stuff with no motion, Central's all over it. My poor
1st and 10.
My slot kid he'd be doing sprints all night.
Right. 1st and 10 for the Ravens at the Sussex Central 30-yard line. Motion going to the far side of Norsworthy, and it's going to be Kane on the keeper. And he's going to be across the 25, close to the 20, short of the 1st down. Looks like could be about the 22-yard line, bringing up a 2nd and 2.
Both teams tonight seem to be playing similar defenses. That time Central went into a 6-2 look, trying to get their big guys to create some havoc up there on the front.
Kane in the pistol and hands that one off to Williams. Williams turns up inside, and he's at about the 20-yard line, and we got the big pile trying to push it back.
I think he's going to get it.
A little reminiscent of rugby here. That's a first down. That was a long no whistle there. And it looks like time's going to run out on the quarter as well.
And they're giving him the first down.
And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Your score, Sussex Central 7, Sussex Tech 0. Folks, we'll be right back.
Welcome to Hooters.
Hooters. To watch your favorite teams and sports on our many TVs. It's a great, fun-filled environment that is kid-friendly. Our craveable food menu has all the appetizers, burgers, salads, tacos, seafood, you name it, as well as our world-famous Hooters wings, which are the official wings of 302sports.com.
Welcome to Hooters. Have a seat wherever you like.
Hooters of Newark.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts.
And I'm Danae from Matt's Fish Camp.
Come check us out.
Matt's Fish Camp is the small local fish joint with 2 locations on Coastal Highway in North Bethany Beach and Lewis, where we serve up traditional coastal fare and a casual atmosphere with house specialties like colossal crab cakes, lobster rolls, and fried Ipswich clams, along with crowd pleasers like fish and chips, fried shrimp, and a daily selection of fresh caught fish. Matt's Fish Camp, serving up lunch and dinner 7 days a week, all year.
Locations in Bethany Beach and Lewis, Delaware. See you soon.
And welcome back, folks, to Sussex Central High School. Sean, only one score so far, and I believe there's probably more updates. So this was a 4 o'clock kickoff. Early in the game, Woodbridge leads Seaford 7-0. That's the only score we have on the Barkley Heating and Air out-of-town scoreboard. So, folks, we go on to the second quarter play.
And statistically, this is Central's quarter.
Right, yes.
So, Tech needs a touchdown here to answer that one.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line, and it's going to be a handoff to Smalls. Darts through, goes out to the left, has some running room down the left side, and going to be taken out of bounds at about the 2 and takes out the referee with him. That was number 15 on the tackle, Brian Evans, and of course the safety, number 11, Isaac Barnes, a little help on that play, pushing him to the sideline.
And the official's up. He's jogging it off. Doing a good job.
First and goal for the Ravens at the 1-yard line. And I wonder if this is where we're going to end. We're not. Usually this is where you're going to see number 24, LaMontagne. Norsworthy in the pistol. 2 up back, Sean. Hand off to Norsworthy. Followed. No, keeper. And he's not going to make it. He may have lost yardage on that.
Big hit. Number 12.
That was Isaac Barnes. And number 12, Javon Saffold.
Yeah. Javon really was the one that made the big hit that knocked
Javon
him back.
Saffold, 106-pounder last year in wrestling. He can't be much bigger than 120 right now. Goes up there and lays the wood.
He did. Good clean hit, too, using the shoulder pads, not leading with the head.
I tell you, one of the best athletes I've ever coached right there is Javon Saffold. And that's the fullback. He's picked up. And he's got the touchdown. And looking for the running. Did you see a number on the runner?
Norsworthy.
I didn't see the number on the ball carrier, Sean.
Oh, it was Norsworthy.
Norsworthy, number 6, Norsworthy with the 1-yard run. So on the kick is Josh Sneed. $11:17 to play here in the second quarter. And they're going to fake it. He's rolling to the right. Tries to make a move. Takes it down inside the 5. He's not going to get it. Again, going for the fake.
You're on the road. I don't understand. Unless something happens.
Maybe it's not such a long trip. They figured it was worth it.
I mean, you're on the road. You need that point. That could come back to haunt you later on.
That's 7-6. In a game where we've seen the two teams are averaging about 20 points a game, so.
Yeah, I mean, Tech's averaging almost 28 points a game.
Right.
And they're averaging 25 points a game. That's huge.
Coach Quillen, I call him the Energizer Bunny of Delaware High School football, one of the most exciting coaches in the state. You know, he brings in the bright colors in their uniform. Yeah, high energy and
high energy at practice.
And that's part of it.
High energy during the game, high energy at home. He's just a high energy
Well, I went to
guy.
both practices Thursday, Sean. I came to Sussex Central first, and they seemed tight. Everybody was tight. I related to that, trying to protect that undefeated season.
Right.
Then I drove across town to Sussex Tech, music playing, balls flying all over the yard,
Yep.
chasing, tackling dummies, and just nice and
Well,
loose.
New school versus old school.
Right. And Tech on to kick it off, and he's going to kick a floater. Going to be taken at about the 15-yard line, and that's going to be number 20, Zion Reed. And that's where they're going to be 1st and 10 at about their own 39-yard line.
Actually, that was Sneed that kicked off. So
Oh.
maybe Sneed is going to be the kicker tonight.
Okay.
27. Josh Sneed, senior.
And they're going to mark the ball at the 40, so 1st and 10 for the Golden Knights at their own 40-yard line. Not bad field position. They lead 7-6, second quarter. And Central going to the shotgun. And there's a motion, and it's going to be speed sweep again. And that's Parker's got some running. We got the first down, takes it into Sussex Tech territory. And he's going to be down inside the 40, right at the 39-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Golden Knights.
Third time they've run that play. Fourth time, sorry.
It was stuffed once.
Stuffed once. And
They've been running it out
were
of the
big
wing
time.
T. This time they run it out of the shotgun.
Yeah. That's just great job. I mean, it's still wing T even though it's out of the shotgun.
First and 10 for the Golden Knights at the Sussex Tech 39-yard line. Back to the shotgun formation. Javon Saffel playing both ways out here on the, and that's going to be quarterback keeper Barnes. He's wrapped up, no gain on the play. Number 11, Cameron Johnson again on the tackle.
Yeah, Cameron did a good job of making sure nothing got outside him.
Also number 10, Jason Genshaw.
I think Genshaw cleaned it up. He forced that ball to go inside. Genshaw was there to help clean that up. Johnson did a really nice job.
2nd and 10 for the Golden Knights.
Making sure no one got to his outside pad.
Back in the wing T. Back in the shotgun. Slot to the right. Going to flood the right side. He's going to run that same play he ran on the touchdown, Sean. But this time, it gets him maybe a yard.
Well, that time, big number 74, Edwin Lang, 5'9", 285. Just took his guy and threw him aside and just plugged up that hole big time.
3rd and 9 for the Golden Knights. And something, Sean, we said they did not want to get into was third and longs.
Third and long. Yeah, they were 3rd and long the series before this one, and they did the rollout pass. Barnes didn't come out of his break fast enough. See if they go counter crisscross or something.
Barnes drops back. Pop pass. That's to number 15.
He's going to have the first down.
They have it marked right at about the first down. That was number 15, Brian Evans, who made the tackle down there on the goal line. A lot of these Sussex Central skill players going both ways, Sean.
Well, that was just a really good throw by Barnes, though. I mean, he turned his back to the defense, had to turn his head around and then find him.
First down for the Golden Knights.
That's their 5th of the game. And he had all day to throw. Not much pressure that time from the big guys up front of the Ravens defense.
First and 10 at the 28 for the Golden Knights.
Yeah, coming into this game, the Ravens have only given up 16 points a game.
And there comes the speed sweep with Parker. He's got some running room on the right side. He's going to take it inside the 25 down to about the 23-yard line.
They seem to be having success running away from Johnson. Now, they tried to run one sweep to Johnson, and we talked about it a couple plays before where he did a good job of not letting things get into his outside pad.
Call this a 2nd and 5 for the Golden Knights. And it's going to be a handoff to Reed. No, it's up the middle with 8. Curtis, the fullback. Pickup of 2 on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 3. It'll be a long 3, almost 4 yards there.
And you're okay here because you have your whole playbook now.
Third and 3 for the Golden Knights at the 22. Under 8 minutes to play here in this first half. And it's going to be handoff to Reed. And he's hit maybe a yard, maybe just at the line of scrimmage. And I don't think he got any gain on that play, Sean. It's going to bring up a 4th and 3.
0 gain that time. I couldn't see who was on that tackle that time.
Nah. This window's got some streaks running down. They got a little bit of everything going on there. 4th and 3 for the Golden Knights. They lead 7-6, approaching 7 minutes to play here in the first half. I don't think either team has used a timeout yet, Sean. Full house backfield, drops back, roll, has a man down the right side. It's going to be incomplete.
He let him just.
That's going to be a turnover on downs, and Barnes takes a hit.
Yeah, Evans was open. Barnes needs to get a little more air under it and a little more towards the sidelines. He threw it through the wrong shoulder that time. So both teams, Benny, 0 for 1 on 4th down. Big stand that time.
Ravens take over on downs, 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line. They trail 7-6. And Kane in the pistol formation. That's going to be a handoff to Norsworthy, and he's got nowhere to go. Number 54 on the tackle.
Yeah, they're trying to trap that there. And then
William Eskridge.
Too much penetration that time. Central did a really good job of squeezing down on the trap.
Second and 10 for the Ravens. Pistol formation with an up back, and it's going to be a handoff to Williams, and he's got nowhere to go around the left side. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, bring up a 3rd and 10.
Central doing an excellent job of swarming to the football. Brian Evans just selling out. I really like him too. He's 6'1". He's tall, thick kid.
All right, 3rd and 10 for the Ravens.
Good feet, good athleticism.
I believe maybe one pass out of the Ravens so far this game, Sean?
Yes.
And Kane rolls right, and that's going to fall harmlessly around the 37-yard line. That's going to bring up a 4th and 10, and the Ravens are going to have to punt.
Smart throw that time. It was great coverage by the Central defense. Nowhere to go with the football and nowhere to really run. He wasn't going to make the first down. Throw it away, live to see another day.
So on the punt, see if we can get a number here. Got to kind of look between the streaks.
I know. It's tough.
Back is Isaac Barnes to receive the punt. And we're going to get procedure
Our first penalty
on the Ravens. That's number 10, Genshaw, punting.
Relatively clean game.
5:35 to play here in the half. Sussex Central with a 7-6 lead. And Genshaw on the punt for the Ravens. That's going to move Barnes up to about the 42-yard line. So now, Sean, you're getting into that no bad snap area here with Genshaw inside the 5. And gets a good snap. Kick is off. Spiral deep across the 50. And he's going to catch it on the run.
Nowhere to go.
And the Ravens have it covered, and they bring him down about midfield. where the Golden Knights are going to take over 1st and 10 at the Sussex Tech 49-yard line.
Well, he had really nice spiral on that punt.
Barnes retreats, catches it on a run just like a pass. It was such a perfect spiral. And turns around, there's 4 Ravens waiting for him.
He had nowhere to go.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line of the Ravens.
I think if you're Coach Wells, you're still feeling pretty good about yourself. You've had a lot of success, especially on 1st down.
Back to the wing T. Double wing here, Sean. With Curtis at fullback. Here comes the deep motion. Hand off to fullback Curtis. And he may lose yardage here, Sean.
And that's one of the few times on 1st down that they've really struggled.
That was number 24, LaMontagne. Another two-way player. Has a loss of 1 on the play. Brings up a 2nd and 11.
And the fullback just didn't look like he wanted to hit it up in there real hard, though.
Well, he also went in there straight up.
Yeah. It was almost like he didn't know he was getting the ball.
Right. 2nd and 11 for the Golden Knights at the 50-yard line. So far, a quick game here.
What do you think? Nope.
And he's going to drop back, looking for a man under pressure, and he's going to be sacked. And we'll see who the initial player is on that. There was a bunch of Ravens in the backfield. One of them, number 74, Edwin Lang. And I believe Genshaw is the one that got the sack.
And the big boys were coming up front, which really, really caused
Jason Genshaw, he's playing a heck of a game here on defense and as the punter, Sean. He's kept the Ravens out of trouble.
Called his name about 3 or 4 times already.
Genshaw, 5'11", 155-pound senior. 3rd and 14 for the Golden Knights. And we're slot to the left. Shotgun formation. Takes a snap, hits his brother, Isaac Barnes. Takes it out to about the 49-yard line. It's going to bring up a 4th and 10. And Sean, Coach, do you pin him back here? Or?
Well, I'm winning 7-6
3:30 to play.
3:30 to play. My defense is playing well. Absolutely, I'm going to aim for a pylon.
And going back for the return is number 6, Norsworthy. And he's a threat, Sean. He has scored receiving. He scored running this year.
That's why I said I'm going to aim for a pylon. I'm going to try and kick it as far away from him as I possibly can.
This time punting is Brian Evans. Gets a good snap off, left-footed kick, high floater. And that's poison. Get away from that thing.
Good roll.
And it's going to roll out of bounds at about the 24-yard line. So with 3:05 to play here in the first half, Sean, Sussex Tech trails by 1, and they're taking over 1st and 10, and not bad field position at about the 26-yard line.
And usually
or 24.
This is where we see Sussex Central get that cheap right before halftime. Now Tech has that opportunity. We've watched them drive down the field and then just kind of struggle as they're approaching or in the red zone. They need to finish their drives. But what a well-played game. I mean, really, there's been no penalties other than one on a 4th down punt.
So one score in on the Barkley Heating and Air out-of-town scoreboard. Capon Lopin takes the early lead. 3-0 over Polytech.
Poly, the surprise of the conference this year. They're really playing well.
Kane in the shotgun, and that's going to be Norsworthy, and he's hit right about the line of scrimmage, and no gain on the play.
See if they come back to speed sweep off the motion out of the shotgun.
2nd and 10 at the 24 for the Ravens. We don't have a height and weight on Teagle. He's a big kid. Number 1 just checked into the game.
I watched them walk in the stadium. They are big.
Yeah. 2nd and 10 for the Ravens. 2:20 to play here in the half. That's a handoff to Small, and he pushes it ahead out to about the 29-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play. End of the first quarter for Woodbridge, they lead Seaford 28-0. Your Barkley Heating there, out of town scoreboard.
Big game next week for Woodbridge.
I'm sorry, Sean?
Big game for Woodbridge
Milford.
next week.
They played for the South title last year. Milford's in a tough game tonight with Laurel, at Laurel.
Yeah, we watched Laurel a couple weeks ago. They can play.
3rd and 5. Hand off to Small. He's got some running room on the left side. He's got the first down. And, Sean, I'm going to hope I don't jinx us, but with 1:26 to go, no hankies on the field so far in the first half.
Just one on a 4th down play.
Right.
You're not supposed to talk about those
I
things.
know. It's kind of like talking about no hitters, isn't it?
We said that at Laurel, and then
Right.
what happened?
Oh, they went nuts in the second half.
One guy threw 2 flags on one play.
1st and 10 for the Ravens at the 36-yard line. And Kane looking to pass, has a man open,
Good tackle.
and has about 9-yard gain on the play.
Isaac Barnes with a really nice tackle that time. High cloth up the back.
That was number 88, Nathan Quillen, on the catch. Gain of 9 on the play brings up 2nd and 1 for the Ravens. Under a minute to play in the half. And they have all their timeouts. And that's Norsworthy with the first down and gets it across midfield. He's at the Sussex Central 49. Siobhan Saffold on the tackle.
And now they're running the tempo, a little NASCAR action here. High tempo.
And they still have all 3 timeouts. All the balls on the ground. They have to fall on it.
Smart job by
So
Small
maybe going
that
a little
time.
too fast just then.
Yeah. I don't even know if they were all set, too.
And that's going to be a timeout for Sussex Tech. We'll take one with them, folks. We'll be right back with 36 seconds to play in the first half. Sussex Central 7, Sussex Tech 6.
The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroupre.com. The Hadley Group.
Welcome back to Georgetown, folks. We're here for the Battle of Georgetown, the 302 Sports Rivalry Series game between the Sussex Tech Ravens and the Sussex Central Golden Knights. I'm Benny Mitchell with my sidekick, Sean Brennan. On the camera, Trey Mitchell. And on the stats, Dave Marvel. Producing up in Wilmington, Nick Halliday. And a little pressure getting started today, Sean, but we got it going. And
Yeah, we got her done.
people just didn't have to look at us before the game, that's all.
I'm sure they're not complaining.
No, not at
I
all.
have a face for radio.
There you go. We'll switch you down there with Glenn Frazier in a little bit. 2nd and 16. Kane under pressure, eludes the tackler, throws it across the field. That's going to get picked off.
Big mistake.
That's Isaac Barnes on the interception, and he did this last week at Appo.
Big mistake. You don't want to throw that ball across the field as high as you did. You don't do that. You throw it away and live to see another day.
That's part of being a sophomore. Yeah. First year under that quarterback, but and he didn't throw it on the line. He just launched it, floated it out there.
As Coach Marvel would say, he chunked it.
All right.
Chunked it.
1st and 10 for the Golden Knights.
Little pumpkin chunking.
And they're going to go shotgun here with Curtis in the backfield. And Barnes pump fakes to the left, and he has a man breaking open in and threw it off the fingertips of number 21, Tajir Parker. Brings up a 2nd and 10. So what we thought Tech needed to do was throw downfield. Central comes right out and does it.
That's a great job. He had Parker, too, just off the fingertips. Good, clean pocket to throw the football, too. Thus the difference from the last time when he received the pressure, he was from under center. This time it gives your young quarterback an opportunity to see the
And
field.
as you said, this time he's going back under center, wing T formation. They'll probably just, they're going to throw it a little out, kind of a little arrow pattern. Falls to the earth.
Tough throw.
That's to his twin brother.
And they're just trying to get the ball in space. To
Let their athletes play, yeah.
Yeah.
Third and 10.
If you complete it, I mean, he's one-on-one with number 1, Ray Teagle out here. And if you make break a tackle, you have a chance to take it to the house. So that's the philosophy behind that throw. But now you're sitting at 3rd and long with 16 seconds left.
Right, 16 seconds to go in the half. 3rd and 10 for the Golden Knights at their own 49-yard line. And he's in the shotgun. He's under pressure, and he's going to get sacked. That was number 24, LaMontagne. And it looks like Coach Wells is going to let the clock run down and run it out. So, folks, that's the end of the first half. Your score, Sussex Central Golden Knights, 7. Sussex Tech Ravens, 6. And, folks, we'll be right back with the Sodell halftime show.
Sodell Concepts is the premier restaurant group in Southern Delaware. We have 8 restaurants from Lewis all the way down to Fenwick. We have a catering company, a food truck, a soda company, a film company, and a management and a consulting company. We believe in beautiful, simple food. We like to develop the people we work with, and at the same time we have a little bit of a higher mission, and we're trying to make the world a better place. And we have a group of people that every day wake up and they get after it, and they're all focused on one thing, and they're trying to make a great company, and we're trying to make the Culinary Coast a national focus for the United States as a food destination. I think we've done a really good job of that in the past few years. The daily grind of the restaurant can be very difficult. You're dealing with alcohol, food, and people. Those are 3 highly volatile things. So sometimes it's better to have a little bit of a higher calling, a little bit of a higher purpose, that as a group we're trying to get together, stick together, and be about something. And for us, it kind of gets us through the hard seasons and the hard times that we can rely on each other. We have about 150 full-time year-round employees, and then every season we hire, I think this year we hired about 270 people. So we have 270 seasonal people spread out throughout the whole county. And for me, it's great. And some of these people started out as 15-year-old busboys working with us, and now they're lawyers and doctors and business executives throughout the world, and they still come back and they have a relationship with us. So it's been a really nice experience for us that we're so connected to the community, and we can develop people on so many different levels. We want to support the people that we work with. We want all of our employees to have what they need to grow and be professional. And we may open 10 more restaurants. We may open 100 more restaurants. But all we know at the end of the day is we want to stick together, and we have a great group of people, and I'm really proud of them. I'm proud of everybody. This was a really trying year, and it's a testament to the team that Matt put together that we flourished after a tragedy. And the stronger and better we can make Southern Delaware, the better our restaurant group's going to be.
The catering division of Sodell Concepts, where we're doing beautiful, simple foods for you. We can accommodate intimate affairs or larger parties anywhere from 1 to 800. We can go anywhere in a 50-mile radius of our location, be it on the beach, in your home, on a farm, at any venue, including the Indian River Life Saving Station, which you'll see later in our clip. You can choose from a pre-designed, chef-driven menu where we keep only the freshest and most local ingredients in mind, or we can customize a menu to your liking. hope you keep us in mind for your next event.
Welcome back, folks, to the Soto Concept Halftime Show. I'm Benny Mitchell, with me, Sean Brennan, and Sean 7-6 Sussex Central. We have some stats to run through here by our stat man, Dave Marvel. And we'll start with Sussex Central. Total 120 yards, 109 on the ground, 11 through the air, 5 first downs, no turnovers. For the Ravens, Sussex Tech Ravens, total yards 116, 108 on the ground, 8 through the air, 8 first downs, 1 big turnover, the pick. For Sussex Tech, Small, the leading runner, 72 yards on 9 carries. For Sussex Central, Parker, 7 carries for 72 yards. Very even so far as our score indicates. The stats indicate the score.
Yeah, I mean, both teams 0 for 1 on 4th down. The turnover, I mean, it was Tech trying to make a play, you know, at the end of a half. And they were lucky that their defense did a really good job of stepping up. They got lucky, though, because the receiver was open down that sideline just off his fingertips. You know, I was really impressed with from Tech with Jason Crenshaw. He was all over the field.
What do you expect to come out here in the second half? Obviously, it's the two coaches are going to sit down with their teams,
yeah.
and now it's going to be adjustments.
I mean, I think what you do if you're Central, you know, you've had some success. They need to continue to have that success on first down. Look for them to get back to more of their wing tee traditional blocking, Benny. They seem to have success when they use their shoulders and get good angle blocks, kick out, roll a hole with the guards. So look for them to do a little bit of that. If you're Tech, I think you just continue to do what you're doing, and then you have to score in the red zone. You know,
they got turned back once in this game.
And you can't do that. So they need to score. You know, with Tech getting the ball, it'd be really impressive for them to come out of the half and go down and score and get that lead. Both defenses are playing really, really well right now. If I'm Central, I try and stay out of that 6-2 look because they got hurt early with that, where the Tech kids were breaking that first line of defense and getting to the second level, and now you're one-on-one out there where you can make a big potential play. They didn't do it a whole lot, so I look for them to go back to their 4-4, 5-3 look where they walk up an outside linebacker. So, but other than that, both teams are successful right now offensively. Just got to put up some points.
Right. 7-6 your score, folks, and we're gonna play our Pigskin picks, what we think's going on around the conference this year, and we'll be right back with the second half. Sussex Central 7, Sussex Tech 6. Hey, 302 sports fans, welcome to week 5 of our Pigskin Picks. Benny Mitchell here with Trey Mitchell, and we're going to cover the Henley Open Conference for you, and we're going to start right off last week. 7-1 last week. That makes me 33-12 on the year. Trey 3-0 in upset picks. It's going to come down. We'll be talking about that a little bit later on. Obviously, bad pick last week, money loss. Taking the Riders over an up-and-coming Polytech team. Polytech beats them 7-6, and bunch. A lot of the scores went the way I thought they would last week. So no best pick of the week. So let's start off here. Week 5. We'll go into the Southern Division and start right off with the Woodbridge Blue Raiders 4-0, taking on the Seaford Blue Jays at 2-1. 4 o'clock kickoff in Seaford. And Trey, the Blue Jays are standing on the train tracks, and the Woodbridge locomotive is going to run through Seaford. Blue Raiders roll to 5-0. Woodbridge 49, Seaford 6.
Yeah, hats off to the Blue Jays on a great start to the season, but I don't see them doing much with Woodbridge. I think Woodbridge runs over them.
And another Southern Division game, 7 o'clock kickoff. The Milford Buccaneers at 2-2 travel to the Laurel Bulldogs at 2-2. And these are two pretty evenly matched teams. Laurel is big up front. Milford is talented in the skill positions. Both teams are 2-2. Laurel has to eliminate the penalties that have plagued them over recent years. Close games, they've been losing close games because of penalties, getting good offensive plays, getting them brought back, or maybe a personal foul on defense and giving up, not getting off the field. I'm going to take a close one by a touchdown. Milford Buccaneers 28, Laurel Bulldogs 21.
Yeah, I think both these teams are trying to get a playoff berth in Division II state tournament, so I think whoever wins this game has the inside track to that.
And with 8 playoff spots in Division II, a very good chance 2 or 3 Henlopen teams can get in. But it's going to be key to win these Southern Division matchups. Northern Division games, Smyrna at Caesar Rodney. Caesar Rodney's homecoming. Smyrna 2-2. Caesar Rodney 2-2. This is a 7:00 kickoff in Camden. Eagles offense looked like its old self last weekend against Cape, while the Riders coming off a tough loss to Polytech where they could only muster up 1 touchdown. Smyrna gives CR no time to rebound from that tough loss. Smyrna 49, Caesar Rodney 14.
Yeah, this is a tough matchup after dropping that heartbreaker last week, and Smyrna looked really good last week too. So
the other Northern Division game, 3-1 Polytech. It's been a long time since we said 3-1 Polytech. Travels down to the beach to take on 2-2 Cape Henlopen. It's Cape Henlopen's homecoming. I wish we could beat 2 places at once, but we won't be covering this game. But this, I think, is going to be a good one. This is going to be this very well could be a hotly contested game. The Vikings offense can score, and it can eat up clock with the wing T offense. Up until last week, Polytech was an offensive team. They showed they can play some defense. Cape is hard to beat at home, and they have blown out Polytech 3 consecutive years at the beach, in Lewis, but at the tune of 139-10. That's how much they've outscored them 3 straight home games. But this week, my upset special, Polytech spoils the Vikings homecomings. Polytech 14, Cape Henlopen 10.
yeah, I see this as a very interesting game. Polytech is really showed out this season. I think they still have a lot of doubters. I think they're going to put those people wrong again. I think this is a dangerous game for Cape after getting beat down pretty good by Smyrna last week. We'll see where morale is there. Like you said, they're tough at home, but Polytech's showing they're willing to grind it out.
And we did that game last week with Cape and Smyrna, and Smyrna was very physical with Cape and Lopen in that game.
Yeah, so I mean we're going. I mean it's very interesting. I think it's going to be a nail biter. I could see an upset here, but I'm just interested to see what happens here. 3 Saturday Henlopen Conference games. Rarely play on Saturdays, but we've got some homecoming games and a matchup with the Blue Hen Conference team. Let's start with the Del Mar Wildcats. Homecoming, 1:30 kickoff as the Arcadia Firebirds, 3-2 out of Virginia, travel to Del Mar, who is 3-1. And the Wildcats, Trey, have quietly gotten to 3-1. And they're going to roar a little bit louder this week for their homecoming crowd as they dismantle the Firebirds. Del Mar 35, Arcadia 14. Yeah, we've been saying all year that Del Mar's a threat for the Southern Division title. And I think this is another chance for them this weekend, especially on their homecoming.
Indian River travels to Lake Forest. Lake Forest, like Del Mar, traditionally plays their homecomings on Saturdays. This is a noon kickoff with both teams having yet to play the front runners in the Henlopen South. This becomes a must-win game just to salvage the 2017 season. You want to get to that 500. You want to finish to that 500, and this is important as both teams are 1-3 coming into this game. Both teams have been inconsistent. I think Indian River's been a little more inconsistent on both sides of the ball. I'm going to take the Spartans at home on their homecoming. Lake Forest 27, Indian River 20.
Yeah, I think this is a really big game for both these teams. They both desperately need a win to get their season turned around, or at least they both need to find some positive in the season because they've both been struggling. But I like your pick.
They have to get off the sliding board. Both teams are going down quick.
Yeah.
A game that we are going to have on 302 Sports, one of our special Henlopen Conference Saturday games, 11 a.m. kickoff. The Dover Senators at 1-3 travel to St. George's to take on the Hawks, who are 1-3. Trey, 2 of the best 1-3 teams we're going to see this year take the field. Dover's offense can explode at any time, but they can't continue to play shootouts. The defense has to play more consistent. St. George's has had a rough introduction into Division I. The Hawks like to slow it down, run between the tackles. I'm going to take St. George's at home. St. George's 24, Dover 20.
Yeah, these are both the really talented teams that look like they're going to be playing spoilers at the end of the year just because of their start. But they're definitely going to ruin some hopes and dreams into the season, I think. So they're both tough. Like you said, Dover's got that. They can be a high-powered offense at any time, but St. George's, I think, is going to frustrate them at home and really slow the game down, like you said.
If you're rolling at the end of the season looking for an outside playoff berth, that's not one of the 2 teams I think you're going to want to play. And our game of the week, our Henlopen 302 Sports Henlopen Conference Friday night game of the week, Trey, is the Battle of Georgetown.
The Sussex Tech Ravens at 2-2 take on the Sussex Central Golden Knights, who are 4-0. This is just a nice midseason rivalry game. It's going to be our 302 Sports, part of our 302 Sports rivalry series. Sussex Tech was slow getting out of the gates on offense this season, getting it rolling, but they have opened it up the past 2 weeks. Sussex Central off to a fast start record-wise at 4-0, and their offenses too is just they're starting to get together as we they're starting to heat up a little bit as we get into week 5. The Ravens look ready to make a run, but it's tough to win at the Castle. I was at both practices today. The Ravens were loose. They looked like they were ready to play. Central seemed a little tight. You know, being that 4-0, wanting to protect that 4-0 record. And that's tough in a rivalry game to try to protect that undefeated record. But the Golden Knights get it done in the Castle. Sussex Central 21, Sussex Tech 14.
Yeah, this rivalry's always bring out a great atmosphere. I'll be interested to see what Tech's offense that they found these last 2 weeks. They've been scoring, they've been putting points on the board. What they're going to do with this tough Sussex Central defense. Like I said, there was this week 5. Every week now I've said Sussex Central, they're just going to grind it out and get a win. And again, I think they grind it out and get the win. They could put some more points up than you're giving them, but so could Sussex Tech. So I think it's going to be a great game.
So Friday night, 2 talented quarterbacks in Kane and Barnes for the Knights and the Ravens. We'll have that game Friday night, 6:30 press box show, Sodell Concepts press box show, and a 7 o'clock kickoff. Saturday, special edition, will be at St. George's where the Dover Senators will be playing. That is going to be 11 a.m. kickoff. 10:30 press box show, Sodell Concepts pregame show. So get up, early breakfast, get ready to watch us on 302. 2 games coming to you this week, Henley Conference, folks. And week 5, this is an important week. We're going to start seeing the separation of, in the divisions. If we're in the conference play, it's time to get down and get dirty. So, folks, we'll be with you Friday night at kickoff for the rivalry series, the Battle of Georgetown, Sussex Tech and Sussex Central. See you there. Welcome back to Georgetown, folks. The Battle of Georgetown. Benny Mitchell here with Sean Brennan. Couple updated scores at the half. Woodbridge opening it up 42-0 over Seaford. Middletown 14-0 over Appoquinimink. Thought I'd see, that's end of first quarter. Thought we'd have a few more points on the board there. Still Cape 3, Polytech 0. No score out of Milford Law, no score out of Smyrna or Caesar Rodney. Glasgow does lead St. Elizabeth's in a big Division II game. So anybody has a Law Milford or a Smyrna Sierra score, please hit me up on Twitter and let me know what's going on out there, folks. And we're coming back. Sean, here we go.
Well, rumor had it that Milford was winning.
Right.
I didn't get a score.
We're not getting any score coming out there. What is it that nobody travels with a phone to a Milford game, or what's going on here? Nobody has Twitter in Milford?
Normally my wife keeps me updated. I'll text my daughter and say I know she's at the game.
So we're getting ready for third quarter action. The Knights will be kicking off to the Ravens. And Sean, I think this was you've been asking for a good game.
Yeah, we finally got one this
Here
week.
it is.
Who's going to make the right adjustments?
Absolutely.
This is where football becomes interesting now. The strategy. You did this to us the whole first half. What are we going to do coming out?
So the kick picked up about the 30, 20-yard line. And dancing around, comes back to the middle. That's number 3, Deshaun Sample. Has some running for him on the right side. He's got a wall. Saffel turns him back inside. And he's going to take it out to about the 45-yard line. Call it the 46. Number 3, Deshaun Sample. Huge kick return to start the second half, Sean.
Isaiah Barnes with a big hit, doing it in special teams now.
And on that kick, you saw Javon Saffel trying to fight through that block and didn't make the tackle, but turned it back in where his guys could make the tackle.
Yeah, but you're starting at midfield.
Yes. Out of bounds at the 44-yard line, so it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Ravens. And this is a big series to come right out, trailing 7-6.
Yeah, we talked about that, about coming out here and getting ahead, coming out of the locker room, taking a nice
And they're going to call the play at the sideline and run right to the ball.
They had a good drive going the last time that they had the football, and then they went to that turbo or NASCAR.
And it's going to be a handoff to Noiseworthy, and he might get a yard on the play. Actually, no yardage on the play. Brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Ravens.
And Central's defensive front doing a good job of not giving up any yardage that time, letting Packers just clean it up.
Battle of Georgetown, folks. Sussex Tech, Sussex Central. The Sussex Central Golden Knights are 4-0. The Sussex Tech Ravens 2-2, but you can throw those records out.
302 Rivalry Sports
That's
game.
right. Pistol formation. Noiseworthy goes in motion away, and it's going to be handoff to Noiseworthy and gets about a yard on the play. Number 54 on the tackle, William Eskridge. We've called his name a lot today.
We have, and also number 15, Brian Evans, did another good job of squeezing that down, not letting Tech set the edge like they did in the first half.
3rd and 9 for the Ravens.
And we've called Evans' name a lot tonight.
Yes.
I really like him.
Hey, Sean, these two teams, they're going to have to start throwing the ball 1st and 2nd down and loosen up these defenses and to open up that off-tackle play.
But are they, Benny? Because this is who they are.
This is their identity. You're right. And Kane back to pass. He's going to run it. Oh, and lose number 52, Jake Boynton, and he gets out of bounds inside of 40.
Wow.
Remind me of Jameis Winston there.
Wow, what an athletic move.
Pulled the ball up, pulled it down, and then you had one man to beat and get the first down. So 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line for the Ravens.
You have to keep your eyes up when you want to go hit.
Yeah, they score here.
He jukes.
They score here. Remember that play right there on that 3rd and 9.
That's huge. Just because he jukes, Benny, you can't dip your head. You got to run through him.
Pistol formation, double slot for the Ravens. And it's going to be a handoff to Small. And he's going to take it close to the 35-yard line, call it the 36. Gain of 3. Brings up a 2nd and 7.
William Eskridge on the tackle that time, number 54.
Sean, it stays like this. Our Louis Pizza player of the game is going to be a defensive player or a lineman.
It could be. Could be.
I don't think we've ever picked a offensive lineman for player of the game, but
and it's up front where it counts.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know if it's because I'm a big guy or.
2nd and 7 for the Ravens. Pistol formation, double slot. There he goes, 2nd down. He's going to roll out.
That pocket was.
And he's under pressure. He's going to turn it up. I don't think he's going to get any gain on the play as they go out of bounds.
That could be a late hit, though.
No flag on the play. Look like number 50,
Blake with
54, Eskridge.
Josiah Blake with a big hit, though, at the end.
No gain on the play. Brings up a 3rd and 3.
Benny, that pocket was clean. He had happy feet that time.
Yes.
And I know he's a young kid and a sophomore, but you got to hang in there. They were trying to stretch the defense and run some deeper routes. Central running a cover 3, so they're trying to get those deep routes. Let it develop. Don't be in such a rush if it's not there right away. A lot of times those guys break open late.
3rd and 3 for the Ravens. They break the huddle late. Here comes a blitz, and he's under pressure. He loses the blitz. Throws downfield. Incomplete. Javon Saffold on the breakup, and we have penalty flags at the line of scrimmage. And probably either lineman downfield or a hold.
It's usually in the range of holding.
Javon Saffold, the sophomore, Sean, he didn't decide to go out for football he wasn't going to play until August.
Wow.
Had to be talked into it by his wrestling coach.
The ball was a little underthrown. Norsworthy had to wait for it to come to him, which gave Saffold an opportunity to make a play on the ball. He did it, quarterback did a good job of getting outside and avoiding the blitz, but you got to set your feet. This is a penalty.
Personal foul. But it doesn't say what that penalty was other than just a personal foul.
This goes back to the X's and O's that we talked about. Saffold makes a great defensive stoppage, and you have a personal foul penalty. Now that extends the drive, gives Tech another first down.
Takes the ball down inside the 25 to about the 23-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Ravens. Illegal hands to the face is what we're hearing from the referee here in the box. Pistol formation with an up back, slot to the right. That's going to be a handoff to Small. Got some running room off the left side, back to the middle. He's going to take it down to the 15-yard line. 2nd and 1.
At that time, Damon Hall came off the edge. If you're going to stop that ISO play, which has been successful for Tech this whole game, Hall's going to have to come up with a big stop. He left his feet to try to do a sliding tackle.
And that's another handoff to Small. He's inside the 10. First down at the 10-yard line. Brings up a 1st and goal. And they have to convert this red zone drive here. They're 1 and 2 in the red zone.
Right. This is where they've struggled. But an impressive drive coming out of the locker room.
They're going to mark that ball just outside the 10-yard line, Sean. We'll call it the 11-yard line. So 1st and 10 from the 11 for the Ravens. Oh, that's Lamontagne.
He's in.
No signal yet.
He's short.
No whistle. There's the whistle to stop play. So 1st and goal for Lamontagne. Usually you only see him on a 2nd and short or a 3rd and short. He takes it on 1st and 10 and carries it down to the goal line.
Central was blitzing off the edges that time, thinking that Tech was going to do their sweep game, where they've been gashing them a little bit. I think we're going to get a measurement, Benny.
Tech ready to play. So we'll get a measurement here. Ball down around the 1-yard line. Look at that camera action there.
How about it? Look at the zoom, folks. Old Trey Mitchell.
I just need to get the referee out of the way.
He had it. Now he's lost it. Come on, Trey.
The referee's in the way. Got to be short.
Just a little bit.
So 2nd and inches. Now they're going to call a 1st down.
Oh. Okay. Guess we're all wrong.
First down for the Sussex Tech Ravens at the 1-yard line. And that's going to be Small off the right side. And push back. And there's a fumble on the play. Sussex Central holds.
Wow, this defense has really stepped up. That is Tech's 2nd turnover.
In the red zone.
Oh. And 2nd turnover.
In the game, 2nd turnover of the game. And they're 1 and 3 in the red zone. Right. So Sussex Central takes over 1st and 10 from their own 4-yard line.
What a great thing, folks. If you guys are watching this at home, this is why you never quit. That's
going to be Curtis off the left side. He's got some running room out across the 10. to about the 12-yard line. Going to bring up a 2nd and 1.
Good play call that time. Tech was blitzing and just ran themselves away from the play.
2nd and 1 from the 12. Tech using up 4.5 minutes of the clock. Doesn't punch it in.
Yeah, I think they own time of possession too.
Curtis off the left side. He's got the first down and some running room. Breaks the tackle. Stiff arm and taken down by number 1, Ray Teagle. But takes the ball out to the 36-yard line. 1st and 10.
We talked about Curtis being an explosive runner for this team, and there you go. Shoulders were square, got through the hole, and again, Tech blitzing on the backside, thinking that Central was going to continue to run the football to the wide side of the field.
1st and 10 for the Golden Knights at their own 36-yard line. And that's Reed off the right side, has the first down, and it's a foot race. Tripped up and breaks another tackle. Touchdown, Zion Reed.
Momentum.
64 yards.
Momentum.
Sean, he stepped out of one tackle, pushed away from a tackle from behind.
He was in beast mode.
Yes, he was.
He was in beast mode that time. And this is why, Benny, you have to convert in the red zone.
Right. On the kick, 44, Bullock. Good snap, gets the hold down, nice high kick, splits it down the middle. Sussex Central 14, Sussex Tech 6. Folks, we're going to take a timeout, and we'll be right back with more third quarter action.
And we'd love to see you at one of our locations. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue in downtown Rehoboth, serving homemade pasta. Papa Grande's in downtown Rehoboth. Our treetop deck has the best happy hour around. And Matt's Fish Camp, located on Route 1 in North Bethany Beach, your classic seafood shack. At Sodell, we believe in beautiful, simple food and making the world a better place. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer of Sodell Concepts. We have 8 locations, a catering company in the food.
And welcome back to Sussex Central High School. And John, talk a little bit about the adjustment Tech made and the adjustment Central made to their adjustment.
Well, Tech coming out of the locker room seems to really be blitzing from the wide side, so they were worried about that sweep action that they were getting in the first half. Unfortunately, they blitzed themselves right out of 2 big runs. You know, they ran the ball for a touchdown in C-gap. Well, that's where that linebacker's lined up, and instead they brought him off the edge, walked him outside and brought him off the edge. So somebody's got to have C-gap there. He was able to just walk through that hole.
Bullock to kick off. They lead. Sussex Central leads 14-6, and onside kick, and 32. Dimitri Edouard is going to cover it, and they're going to take over 1st and 10 at their own 40. So you know, Tech winning the battle of time possession and field position.
It doesn't matter.
Been in the red zone 3 times, and they trail by a touchdown.
They keep score for a reason.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Okay? They keep score for a reason. You can win the time of possession. You can win all those things. But if you're not winning on the scoreboard, it goes down as a loss.
That's right. Got to finish the plays. Got to finish the drive. Here they come, the Ravens. Pistol formation, 1st and 10 at their own 40. Third quarter action. And Kane's going to pull it out, turns it up, cuts outside, and that's going to be Saffold on the tackle. Finished off by number 28, Damon Hall.
Well, that was a good job by Kane that time to get to the outside. Central that time, somebody had a missed assignment because the defensive end went inside and the outside linebacker followed. So no one seemed to have contained. Luckily, Kane saw that, let it go, and pulled it out and got to the edge.
Gain of 3 on the play brings up 2nd and 7. Motion away, and that's going to be a speed sweep with Williams. And he's got nowhere to go. Saffold on another tackle. Sean, I don't know if you're noticing this, but they're putting that buck and a quarter kid on the wide side of the field.
Yeah, they are.
He weighs about 120, 125 pounds.
Yeah, but he's got a huge heart.
Yes, he does.
Huge heart. He's a wrestler. Come on.
There you go. Gain of 3 on the play brings up 3rd and 4.
Well, the play before that, I was talking about that outside linebacker going inside. Coach Marvel and Coach Wells must have noticed it because they put Barnes there last time.
Right.
This time, Tech ran away from it. Now Barnes is at the top of the screen.
Yeah, and they move. Looks like they're moving Saffold to like a strong safety.
Right.
And that's hit at the line, behind the line of scrimmage. And again, number 54, Eskridge, loss of 1 on the play, brings up a 4th and 5, and on comes the punt team. So 2 big defensive stands by the Golden Knights, 1 on the 1-yard line.
That time, number 99, Malik Copes Jr. came knifing inside, wrapped up the legs as well.
So back to return is Barnes. Grenshaw on the punt.
That's a big stop by the defense.
And floater going to bounce around the 30 and go out of bounds. And the Sussex Central Golden Knights are going to take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
We often talk to our kids about, momentum being a pendulum and how it swings back and forth. And we saw that in the first half. Each time each offense had the ball, they had the momentum. This time with that goal line stand, the momentum now has been totally with the Sussex Central Golden Knights. So Tech's going to have to do something here to create either a punting situation or create a turnover where they can steal that momentum back and start to feel good about themselves and believe in, hey, we can still win this football game.
5:04 to go in the third quarter. Sussex Central leads 14-6. Barnes up under center. And it's going to be a toss with Curtis. As some running when there's going to be a flag, probably a hold. Trucks the defender, gets it across the 40, but I think this is coming back with a hold.
These kids are doing some really, really big hitting. I heard that all the way up here in the press box.
So Genshaw and letting off in on another tackle. It was enough for a first down, but there's going to be a hold on this play. And that's what it is, holding. And they're going to mark off 10 yards.
Well, we talked about this in the pregame.
Right.
Even though I know it was short, but that's their second penalty this quarter. 1 for 15 yards that enabled Tech to get a first down.
Well, that's my fault because I said there was no penalties in the first half, and now here they come.
Jinxed them, and now Central here with a big holding penalty, and you're at 1st and long.
1st and 14 for the Golden Knights. And same play, toss with Curtis, but this time Genshaw's up there to make the hit.
Yeah, he should have stayed outside and followed his blocker because it really looked like they had plenty of room to get to the edge.
And we have a timeout, official timeout. I'm not sure why the clock was stopped there. But we're back playing, 4:35 to go in the third quarter. 2nd and 12 for the Golden Knights. And I'm sure Coach Wells wants one of those long, time-consuming drives. Here comes the deep motion. It's going to be a toss. That's number 20, Reed. And maybe a yard on the play.
Sturgis on the tackle that time.
Gain of 2 will call on the play. Brings up a 3rd and 10.
And he is a big kid for a sophomore.
Terrell Sturgis,
Big leg.
sophomore. 3rd and 10 for the Golden Knights.
Tech still sitting with that 6-man look in the box.
Shotgun formation for the Knights. Curtis in the backfield. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper. Breaks the tackle at the line. And that's number 8 on the stop.
He's close to a first down, but I think he's about
He's going to be short, yeah. Correction, that was number 6 on the stop, Norworthy.
I think he's about a yard short.
And we're going to get a measurement. And, of course, we're going to bring them all the way across the field. Guess
well, believe it or not, I mean, there's only 3 minutes left of this quarter.
Such a nice crown on the field. When you get over here on this side of the hash, you got to bring the chains across. So,
oh, the field looks to be in good shape.
yeah. And stretches of change. It's going to be short. It's going to be about a yard short. 4th and 1 for the Golden Knights.
So the eyes in the sky do not lie.
No.
He looked short. We had a good angle of that one.
I say 8-point lead.
I say
punt this one away, yeah.
I do too. I say punt the football.
Your defense is playing an outstanding game, and not only that, they have to go for 2.
Right. Coach Wells, he's going to be the Riverboat game.
He's going for it. Or do we do the old draw them all sides? Waiting for the ready to play whistle, and there it is. And he's going to come up under center. Quarterback sneak, and he's got it. First down. Ball's on the ground.
I think Tech got it.
And the Ravens have it. Turnover, fumble, and Sussex Tech. Look at Norsworthy on the recovery, and the Ravens are in business with great field position.
You take great chance there going for it, but you know what? That's that momentum that we talked about.
Right.
They created something.
The Big Mo.
Yep. We used to call it surge when I was coaching. You wanted to surge the same way your tides and waves surge. That time the Tech defense came up huge with not only a stop, but a big turnover.
And field position. 1st and 10 at the Sussex Central 40-yard line for the Ravens. Little trivia question, some 302 Sports Henlopen Conference trivia question. When was the last time the Golden Knights started their season 4-0? What season was the last time the Golden Knights started their season 4-0?
Finals that year?
They went to the finals that year, and we'll get back to that in a second as the Ravens come up to the ball.
I think I might know.
1st and 10. Motion coming to the near side, and Kane fakes the pitch, keeps it. He better tuck that ball away.
It looked like it came out, but the ground caused the fumble that time. But, yeah, this isn't Randall Cunningham. That was a special athlete, and not that he isn't.
Right.
Protect the football.
Pick up a 5 on the play, especially the way the people are laying the wood tonight on both sides of the ball.
Absolutely.
Brings up a 2nd and 5 for the Ravens. Sean, look across standing room only on the far side and the near side.
Well, they're standing around the fences
right.
and everything.
Pistol formation. Swing to the right, slot to the left. Brings over, and he's going to take it up the middle. Kane does. And he's hit, pulled back. And he's going to be close to the first down. Took a huge hit on that.
He was bent in half. Well, we saw this against Hodson. This defense from Central can hit. And he is short.
Third and inches for the Ravens. And they stay in that pistol formation. And hand off to Small. He pushes ahead, cross the 30. He's got the first down.
And like we said, they're dominating possession. That's their 5th first down this quarter. But they're not dominating the scoreboard.
No. Minute 30 to go. First and 10 at the 29-yard line, the Sussex Central 29-yard line. That's a handoff to Small. He takes it across inside the 25.
Can you believe this quarter's almost over? We're under a minute.
Yeah, usually it's 8:30. It's halftime.
Right.
This year.
Right about here is where the Central defense has really done a good job of tightening the screws.
2nd and 5 for the Ravens. Pistol formation, slot to the right. Wing to the left. Central showing blitz. And Kane's going to keep it. He's going to be tackled from behind by number 15,
Brian
Evans.
We have called his name a lot. When they have needed a big play on defense, Brian Evans seems to show his face around the football.
Out-of-town scoreboard. Barkley Heating and Air. Out-of-town scoreboard update. Cape and Lopin 10, Polytech 0. Middletown 27, Apo 0. And looks like we're going to let the time run out. And that's going to be the end of the third quarter, ladies and gentlemen. Your score is Sussex Central 14, Sussex Tech Ravens 6. We'll be back with some fourth quarter action. And welcome back to Sussex Central High School, fourth quarter action. The Battle of Georgetown, our 302 Sports Rivalry Series game as the Sussex Central Golden Knights lead 14-6 over the Sussex Tech Ravens. One more score to catch you up with at the half. Smyrna 16, Cesar Rodney 9.
Hot off the presses, Milford 7-0 over Laurel. Not sure of the quarter though.
So the Bucks and referees bringing the two teams together. It hasn't been chippy, but I guess in a rivalry game they want to talk this over and play a clean fourth quarter as he brings the two teams. They shake hands again. I haven't seen a lot of chippy action though, Sean, have you?
A lot of verbal chippiness.
Right.
I've watched a couple players pull each other away from that kind of stuff, and you don't want that here.
No.
Not in a one-score game. It's too close.
It's 3rd and 5 for the Ravens. There's that deep motion. And
was counter.
Who is a ball carrier? That going to be number 2. Williams on the carry.
Shy Williams.
And he's going to be short of the first down.
Shy had a touchdown the first.
Second half score, Woodbridge 56, Seaford 0.
Blue Raiders getting it on today.
Looking to go 18 straight, 5-0 this year. 4th and 2 for the Ravens. And we'll save the Golden Knights. Probably going to come with a big run blitz here, Sean.
Well,
kind of like goal line defense.
Yeah, they're 0 for 1 though on 4th down already.
There it is, 2 up backs, and we have a whistle on the play.
Man, I'll tell you, Brian Evans was all over that play. He was coming again.
So Sussex Central calls a timeout.
You talked about a Louis player of the game. Evans right now for me.
Yeah, there's a couple guys. We're going to see who wins this game first. So, folks, we're going to be right back after this timeout.
Hi, I'm Shannon Colburn, General Manager of Blue Coast Seafood Grill in Bethany Beach.
And I'm Douglas Ruley, Vice President and Chef of Sodell Concepts.
Located on Coastal Highway just north of downtown Bethany Beach, Blue Coast Seafood Grill and Raw Bar is the landmark restaurant overlooking the beautiful Salt Pond. Some house specialties include fried baby lobster tails, baked oysters, seafood stew, lobster cavatappi, and of course, daily selections of fresh fish and raw oysters.
That's Blue Coast Seafood Grill and Raw Bar in Bethany Beach.
Come check us out. Hi, I'm Shannon Colburn, General Manager of Blue Coast Seafood.
And welcome back to Georgetown, folks. 4th and 2 for the Ravens. The Sussex Central Golden Knights call a timeout just before the ball snapped. And we believe that might be their second timeout here in the second half. So here come the Ravens. And now they move those two up backs to the right side. And that's going to be Norsworthy. Gets it across the 20. Should be enough for a first down.
I don't know. It's going to be close.
Well, yeah, one referee.
He got stood up on the tackle.
You have one ref inside the 20, one on the 20.
And I think the guy on the Tech sideline is going to mark it short, maybe. This is going to be a measurement.
And we're going to get another measurement.
Yeah. Wow.
And now we're not going to measure it. Turnover on downs for the Golden Knights.
I'd have liked to seen a measurement there.
Right. Yeah, you're playing a one-score game, you know, and you couldn't see one that was a yard away.
Right.
But you can see that one, which is like
That's
within
I don't
inches.
understand that at all. And especially when the official on the Central sideline's giving you the first down.
Right.
I don't know about that. That's 0 for 2 on 4th down.
So Sussex Central takes over.
But I told you he didn't look. I mean, he looked like he could have been short. He got stood up.
Right.
And didn't fall forward at all.
And Barnes shows up under center, wing to the left, split to the right. And it's going to be a counter with that's number 28, I believe, Damon Hall. Maybe pick up a 2 on the play.
A good positive yards on first down.
2nd and 8 for the Golden Knights.
You have to run the football here.
Right. Second and 8 for the Golden Knights. And Barnes is going to roll right. Cuts it back to the inside. Hit it about the 30. Falls forward to the 31. He's going to be close to the first down.
That's just the old quarterback keeper.
Right? First down for the Knights.
You know, this is a difference of 2 games. Tech has 13 first downs to 7.
Right. Split to the left, wing to the right. And it's going to be a toss to the right side with Curtis. And he's going to gain maybe a yard and a flag. And that's going to be a hold on Sussex Central. And that's kind of how the last drive they had ended with a first down penalty.
When we talked about the Gators X's and O's, you can't have the drive-stopping penalties. The dreaded holding penalty.
Folks, your Barkley Heating and Air out-of-town scoreboard. A few updates. Third quarter, Smyrna 29, Cesar Rodney 9, Cape and Lopin 10, Polytech 6, and Woodbridge with the win down in Seaford 56-0. And Milford leading Laurel 7-0. No time left in that game. We don't know where they're at in that game. So here we go. First and 20 for the Golden Knights. Reed in motion, speed sweep with motion. Hit by Letnoff and hit hard. Gain of 1 on the play. Letnoff, another name we've called out tonight, Sean. He seems to be stopping most of the plays between the tackles. It's Sussex Central's been successful when they've been able to kick it out.
Yeah, he did a good job that time of not getting caught in the wash, scraping to his hole. And that was a Saturday afternoon hit there. Tech needs to get that momentum back again.
2nd and 19 for the Golden Knights. And he's going to be sacked. That's number 25, Terrell Sturgis, the sophomore.
He's had a good night for
Yes,
them.
he has.
Came from behind, wrapped up those legs. Really good. Tech selling out on that play.
All right, no gain on the play. Well, you know, probably the thought process going on Tech sideline is Central's going to run the ball, eat the clock, and put the game in the hands of their defense.
Well, sure, and that's why we've seen 8-man fronts all night long. Tech that time had 7 guys on the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 20 for the Golden Knights. Shotgun formation with Barnes. Curtis in the backfield. And 3-step drop. Looking to the right side. He's got a man open. That's Reed over his hands. Over his head, I'm sorry. 4th and 20.
He was open. Just too tall for him. And now you're back to the
just a little high, but stops the clock, Sean, as you're giving the ball away.
Well, you don't have a running play to get a first down, so you got to throw it
right
there. I know it stops the clock, not what you really want, but
7:50 left to play here in the game. Back to punt, number 15, Brian Evans. And Northworthy set to return, high snap. He brings it down. Close to being punted. Nice spiral.
He was lucky that didn't touch him.
Yes, he is. And it's going to be down at their own 39-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Sussex Tech Ravens. Folks, we'll be right back with some more of this fourth quarter action.
In Bethany Beach.
And I'm Douglas Ruley, Vice President and Chef of Sodell Concepts.
Located on Coastal Highway just north of downtown Bethany Beach, Blue Coast Seafood Grill and Raw Bar is the landmark restaurant overlooking the beautiful Salt Pond. Some house specialties include fried baby lobster tails, baked oysters, seafood stew, lobster cavatappi, and of course, daily selections of fresh fish and raw oysters.
That's Blue Coast Seafood Grill and Raw Bar in Bethany Beach.
Come check us out.
And welcome back to Sussex Central High School. Sean, last week, ton of blowouts. This week, ton of tight games, and we're here with one of them.
And I'm loving every minute of it. They're down to a 1-possession game in the 4th quarter. And if you're Tech, you've been dominating offensively.
And King on the keeper off the right side. He's going to take it out to about the 45-yard line. Pick up a 5 on the play. 2nd and 5 for the Ravens.
Drummond Hall with a big game-saving tackle there, because if he doesn't make that tackle, he might score. There's nothing out there whatsoever.
Called a gain of 4, have him down at the 44-yard line, so it's going to bring up a 2nd and 6 for the Ravens.
And it's a 1-score game with 7 minutes to go. You're not panicking. Your whole offense is there. You don't have to start throwing the ball around the yard. Although here's a tip. Look at number 1 down here. He is on top of the numbers. They haven't been that wide.
And the Ravens are going to flood that side. To the left side, and that's number 15, Small.
He's close to a first down, but I think he's going to be
He's going to be about a yard short. Bring up a 3rd and 1.
So the
and this is where they've had trouble converting.
Yeah, well.
And we've yet to see LaMontagne in the short yardage situation.
Except the one time on the goal line.
Right.
But that time, that play there, they spread them out real wide and ran through C-gap that time, so made it difficult for the secondary to fall in and make a play.
Pistol formation with an up back. And it's going to be a handoff to Small. And he pushes ahead. He's got the first down. He's at midfield. So 1st and 10 for the Ravens. And number 54, William Eskridge, comes up hurt, holding his shoulder, holding his arm.
That's their 6th first down of this half.
And he's going to come out of the game holding that left arm.
That's going to be a big loss for this defense.
Pistol formation, 1st and 10 at the Sussex Central 49-yard line. And his option keeps it. He's got some running room off the left side, inside the 40. He's going to be close to another Tech first down.
Grab.
Right.
Drives you crazy as a defensive coordinator. You read the play correctly. Don't grab. Run through the quarterback.
And we're going to have a measurement, Sean.
So we'll measure this one, but we won't measure the fourth down play.
I don't know how you don't measure that last one. I mean, you're in a one score ball game. Yeah.
One possession game.
And I'm not saying that they had it. It may have been a yard and a half short, but how do you not measure it? And you're measuring a second down.
Right.
You know?
I don't know. That's why we're up here and they're down there.
Well, they've had to run across the field a lot. Maybe they needed a break. They needed a break. And it's going to be a first down. 1st and 10 for the Ravens, so we'll get the chain set.
You know, we said that missed extra point could be huge.
Yeah. Here come the Ravens. 1st and 10 at the Sussex Central 39-yard line. Pistol formation, Norsworthy as the up back. And it's going to be a handoff to Norsworthy. He gets about maybe a yard. No,
he still
gets hit hard and keeps moving. Maybe 2 on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 8. He's not a big kid, Sean, but I tell you what, he moves forward.
Constantly move. Isaac Barnes that time, made the initial hit, but he left his feet.
2nd and 8 for the Ravens.
It was like he made contact and he just wanted to kind of slide and drag him. You can't tackle that kid that way. His legs are going to move, and try and get as much as he can.
And the Ravens come out in a pistol slot to the right. Split to the left with the back. And it's just going to be a little swing pass to Norsworthy. Cuts back inside, makes a move to the outside. He's close to a first down. He's got the first down. Sussex Tech's in business, Sean, with 4 minutes and 23 seconds to go in this game.
Well, that goes back to what we talked about earlier, too, when they were trying to throw out routes. Central was, and they were one-on-one. There's your one-on-one. Make a tackle, break a tackle, and now give yourself a first down.
1st and 10 for the Ravens inside the 30 at the Sussex Central 27-yard line.
Impressive drive here. Again, you're approaching the red zone.
And that's Small. He's pushing ahead. Looks like a gain of maybe 5 on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd and manageable, 2nd and 5. And I think that's where they've wanted to be all game.
Well, we talked about in the pregame, it was important for Tech's linemen to get up on the second level. In this particular drive right now, they've been able to do that. So they've had some really impressive runs because they're able to block these Central linebackers. Think about it. We haven't called Evans much. We haven't called Josiah Blake much. Here comes a blitz.
And we have a whistle and a flag, and that's going to be procedure against the Ravens on a 2nd and 4. So that's going to make it back to a 2nd and 9. .333 to play here in the game.
One of the big guys saw those linebackers blitzing for Central. They gave the old fake.
Right.
We used to call it a sugar. Linebackers come up and sugar. And he just got a little bit too excited.
Right.
Calm down, big boy. You know the snap count. You have the advantage.
2nd and 9 for the Ravens at the Sussex Central 28-yard line.
There's the blitz again.
And it's going to be the option. And that's going to be Small. Breaks the tackle, takes it down inside the 20. About the 18-yard line.
Saffold wanted no parts of that, did he?
That was a big boy coming out in there.
Saffold got folded up. He did the right thing. He understood his responsibility.
3rd and 1. Well, that's 120 against 5'10", 180. So try to get a shoestring on that one.
He got taken down to his back.
Right. 3rd and 1 for the Ravens. Pistol formation, slot to the right. Norsworthy, the wing, goes in motion, deep motion, and I think that's a broken play.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a loss on the play. Number 99 on the tackle, Malik Copes, the junior.
And number 15, Brian Evans again right there as well. The whole right side of the line didn't move.
And we're going to have a Sussex Tech timeout with 2:16 to play in the game. They trail by 8. And we'll be right back after this timeout.
I'm Shannon Colburn, General Manager of Blue Coast Seafood Grill in Bethany Beach.
And I'm Douglas Ruley, Vice President and Chef of Sodell Concepts.
Located on Coastal Highway just north of downtown Bethany Beach, Blue Coast Seafood Grill and Raw Bar is the landmark restaurant overlooking the beautiful salt pond. Some house specialties include fried baby lobster tails, baked oysters, seafood stew, lobster cavatappi, and of course, daily selections of fresh fish and raw oysters.
That's Blue Coast Seafood Grill and Raw Bar in Bethany Beach.
Come check us out.
We're in Georgetown, Delaware, folks. 302 Sports, Henlopen Conference, Friday night. Game of the week. I'm Benny Mitchell. With me, Sean Brennan, and we have a good one for you. It's a rivalry, the 302 Sports Rivalry Series game.
Coming down to the wire.
It's coming down to the wire, absolutely. 2:13 to play in this game. Fourth and 8. And he's going to roll out left. And he throws it down the middle of the field. Intercepted by number 2. Isaiah Barnes, who's had one heck of a game on both sides of the ball.
He really has. He really has. He's done it all night long. And again, the defense steps up when they need to.
So both Barnes brothers have interceptions in this game. Two minutes and 5 seconds to go. Sussex Central with the ball and the lead.
Tech's third turnover of the night.
Right.
Oh for 3. Well, that's now 0 for 3 on fourth down.
And that's a handoff to Curtis. Got some running room. Takes it out across the 25. Bring up a 2nd and 3 for the Golden Knights. Sean, the answer to our trivia question.
Okay.
When was the last time the Golden Knights started their season 4-0? 2006. They went to the state finals that year, lost to Slazenham 34-17.
I was going to say that.
That was the first of 3 straight trips to the state finals.
You got to let me answer, bro. I knew that one.
And Curtis breaks a tackle. He's got the first down. And there comes some flags.
Yep. And that was all started because of the big run.
Right.
And then he continued to run his mouth.
Right.
And the Tech kid didn't like it. And unfortunately, he's the one that gets called for the penalty.
Right.
You got to have poise.
Right. You got to compose yourself. That was number 25, Terrell Sturgis, I believe, that with the penalty. And he's a Sussex Central kid going to Sussex Tech, so maybe something along that line said.
Well, Tech had played a relatively clean game. I mean, that's only their 3rd penalty of the night.
Right. Minute 20.
This will be big, Benny, because it's 15 yards. So, I mean, that's huge.
Yeah, and they're not even getting a chance to use their timeouts because they're letting up such big plays here.
Right. I mean,
it looks like it's going to be offsetting because the Tech players are clapping.
well, that's good because the Central kid was clapping
Right.
in his face.
And then you saw the head nod.
Yeah,
And usually when the head bobs, that means the mouth is moving.
That's good. So I'm going to
Unsportsman's on both sides.
Yep.
Oh, there's 2 unsportsman sides on Tech, I guess. So they're going to enforce the 15. So 1st and 10 for the Golden Knights.
That's their 3rd penalty for
at the
25
42
yards. And now we're down to a minute 5.
And Barnes is going to let the clock run down. Sean, update at the beach. If this holds true, this would be the biggest prediction I've ever made. Polytech 13, Cape Henlopen 10.
How about it? We talked about Polytech all season, how they were a good young team, really getting it together. They ended their season playing pretty good ball. I don't know
Folks,
if that's an upset, Benny, after what we saw last week.
It is an upset if it holds, but it was an upset you kind of saw coming.
Yeah.
They've been playing well this year.
We saw Cape Henlopen in last week. Now, it looks like they made some corrections defensively, so they're playing a little bit better. I know a lot of people give up half 100 to Smyrna.
Right.
So Coach Tack made some corrections. I talked to him today. He was a little disappointed in how they played. Was looking for some things, but they're struggling bad on offense, Cape Henlopen right now. A lot of predictability. Everything goes to motion. It's good that
hey, Sean, we talk a lot about who you are and your identity, and these two teams have showed it here tonight. This is who they are.
Run the football.
Running the football. And Sussex Central has a big matchup next week with Smyrna. They're going to go into Smyrna 5-0 if this holds, and possibly for the Henlopen North title.
Well, if they can play like they have been defensively, they're going to definitely have an opportunity to win that football game. That defense is going to keep them around. I don't know if Smyrna can hang half 100 on this defense.
Folks, we're going to take a timeout with them. To score 14-6 with 52 seconds to play. And welcome back, folks. Sussex Central High School. Sean, at the end of the game, we'll come back to the Sodell Concepts post-game show where we're going to pick a Louis Pizza player of the game. I got two guys in mind. We might have to split it again this week. And that's Barnes.
It's coming back.
And there's going to be a flag on the play. And Central just unable to end this game right now. But just, Sean.
Holding.
We're talking the atmosphere of a rivalry game. There's 45 seconds to go. Tech has to somehow get this ball back. Their crowd and their band is still on their feet.
Oh, yeah.
This is rivalry football.
Well,
this is why we do games like this.
You played to the bitter end.
Right.
We've watched my Gators win 2 games, on the last play, Hail Marys and everything. You got to play it out. I know I coached in a game one time. We won. Team was in victory formation and they fumbled the snap.
Wow.
And we came back and threw a Hail Mary and won the game. So
45 seconds to go.
That's a long time.
Third and about 12-13 for the Golden Knights.
You just got to keep playing.
So with the penalties and Coach Quillen using his timeouts wisely, they might get one more crack at this.
One last chance. Who knows?
But I believe they still have one timeout left. And Barnes going to roll out. He's wrapped up in the backfield and loses a tackle. But that's Terrell Sturgis bringing him to the ground. And Norsworthy. That's going to bring up a 4th down. And Tech not using her timeout here.
Maybe they're out. Maybe we missed.
I thought they didn't use 2. And they haven't set the ball yet. And there it is. They must be out of timeouts. I only saw them use 2.
I don't think they have to run a play.
No, they blew the whistle with 23 seconds left. So there must have been a timeout that we missed.
I don't think they have to run a play.
That's it. The Battle of Georgetown is over. Sussex Central is your winner. 14-6, and Sean, this was everything we expected coming in tonight.
Absolutely. Both teams ran the football really well. The thing that impressed me really was Tech's inability to score touchdowns in the red zone. They dominated time of possession. They dominated total yards. They dominated first downs. But they didn't dominate on the scoreboard. Big win for Coach Wells.
That's it, Sean. We're going to take one more time out, and we'll be back with the Sodell Concepts post-game show.
From Sodell Concepts, I'm Ronnie Burkle from Papa Grande's.
Come visit us at Papa Grande's in beautiful Fenwick Island, Delaware. See you soon.
At Papa Grande's, we serve fresh, authentic Mexican food with specialties like blackened fish tacos and short rib cheesesteak burritos. We have great nightly specials throughout the second season and serve the best happy hour at the coolest bar every day year-round. We are open 7 days a week, all year long.
Papa Grande's overlooking the water in beautiful Fenwick Island, Delaware. Come check us out. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts.
And I'm Ronnie Burkle from Papa Grande's.
Come visit us at Papa Grande's.
Sussex Central High School, ladies and gentlemen. We were treated to a great one. I'm here. I am Benny Mitchell with Sean Brennan. And Sean, let's a little bit of recap. But before we recap, our Louis Pizza player of the game, number 15 for Sussex Central, Brian Evans,
Yeah, Brian.
a defensive player of the game.
Amen. Finally, and not a quarterback either. Brian was all over the field for Sussex Central tonight. Whenever they needed a big play, Brian Evans came up big. 6'1" senior. Congratulations, Brian Evans. You did a
Louis
fabulous
Pizza player of the
job.
game. So let's run down some of the stats here, Sean. It's Sussex Central, 200. Joe Booth there, big Sussex Central guy.
Hey, how are you?
The former university national champ with the University of Delaware Blue Hens. Coming in here. Yeah, I hear you. So it's live, folks. We've got to deal with whatever walks up in the press box. Don't we?
Right.
So here we go, folks. Here are the final stats. Sean, this game was statistically even. Sussex Central, 226 yards. Sussex Tech, 237 yards. Total. Rushing, Sussex Central, 214. Sussex Tech, 221. Passing, Sussex Central, 12. Sussex Tech, 15. Turnovers is where the game was changed with 3 Sussex Tech turnovers. The leading rusher for Sussex Tech, number 15, Small, 19 carries, 123 yards. The leading rusher for Sussex Central, number 21, Tyjair Parker, 8 carries, 137 yards. But our player of the game is a defensive guy.
And it had to be. That defense stepped up each and every time they answered the call. Tech 0 for 3 on 4th down. That's huge. You know, each time that the momentum switched back to Tech, the Central defense did a great job of stealing the momentum back. And honestly, I called Brian Evans' name an awful lot tonight.
And not only 0 for 3 on 4th down, 0 for 3 in the red zone.
In the red zone.
2 turnovers in the red zone.
And stopping them on a 2-point conversion as well.
Well, the biggest play of the game was the stop on the 1-yard line with the fumble.
Yep.
And it just changed everything. They're going in to possibly tie this game up.
And then Central gets a big first down on a run, and then the big long run where Tech had blitzed themselves right out of the play. And again, it was just great call by Coach Wells on the offense and just ripping it right through C-gap for a big long run for a touchdown.
So if 2006 was the last time Sussex Central went 4-0, 2006 was the last time went 5-0. They went 10-0 that season, beat, I believe, Glasgow in the semifinals before losing to Slays Annam. So right now, Sussex Central has been tested this year. A tough Hodgson team in the opening week.
Yep.
Then they beat Queen Anne's out of Maryland. Caravel, tough Division II team. Last week they blow out Dover. Tonight, Sussex Tech. That's a good 2 and 3. That's as good 2 and 3 as you're going to see right now. They're a very good football team, and they're starting to put it all together.
And it's a rivalry game, so you throw the 2-2 record out. I mean, they came here expecting to win, and statistically, I mean, they did the things that they felt like they needed to do.
Now, last year,
except score touchdowns.
Right, last year, Smyrna came down here for Sussex Central's homecoming, and it was down to the wire. Nolan Henderson with a long 4th down pass to win the game. This year it's going to be Smyrna's homecoming next week. And, Sussex Central might be the kind of team that can match up athletically with Smyrna.
Well, they can, but they're going to have to be disciplined in the secondary. Now, we've seen them at times play really well in the secondary and then at times not. There was a couple plays here that Tech had some receivers open. They just couldn't get it because of that pressure that was, being brought by the Central defense. When I look at this and we go back and we look at the X's and O's that we talked about, Tech needed to get up on linebackers. I felt like they did a good job of that tonight. They needed to be balanced on offense. They weren't. They did run the football very, very well, but they struggled throwing the football. Win the special teams, well, they didn't do that either.
Right.
Central, we said no drive stopping, continuing penalties. Well, they kind of did that late in the game after they kind of had control of it, so... But their secondary and linebackers had to have a good game, and I felt like they did. That's why we gave our player of the game to Evans. The offense needs to stay out of 3rd and longs. They did that pretty much all game tonight. So that's the difference. I mean, Central won the X's and O's tonight. They usually win the football game.
So as the Central Band marches off the track and out of here, Still waiting on an update. Last we heard, Polytech leading Cape and Lopin 13-6. We do have an update in in Camden. Smyrna leads Cesar Rodney 40-15. That's late. Woodbridge 56-0 over Seaford. Last we heard, folks. Tomorrow we may have the Dover St. George's game. We're waiting to hear if permission from the St. George's administration. We haven't gotten that yet. So 50-50 on whether we'll be bringing you the Dover St. George's game. Just waiting for some communication. But there's some other stuff going on out there in football land, Sean. A lot of Delaware College teams in action. Delaware State travels down to North Carolina A&T. 1 o'clock kickoff tomorrow. University of Delaware will be playing number 19 Stony Brook 6-0.
Big game.
And then the big game in Division III, number 19 Wesley travels over to Frederick County to take on number 9 Frostburg, a 1 o'clock kickoff. All those Delaware College games all on the road. I believe Delaware comes back next week to host William and Mary in Newark.
And I'll be DVRing my Gators versus the LSU Tigers at 3:30 on CBS.
So, folks, for Sean Brennan, I'm Benny Mitchell. For Dave Marvel, Trey Mitchell on the camera. He's down there getting a picture of our player of the game. Our Louis Pizza player of the game, number 15, the linebacker, Brian Evans. And Nick Halliday up in Wilmington, Chris Mitchell back in Lewis. Thanks for all the scores and updates and keeping us running. Folks, that's a wrap from Sussex Central High School, our 302 Rivalry Series game. Sussex Central wins it 14, Sussex Tech 6. Folks, we'll see you next week. We'll have Milford's homecoming with the defending state champs, Woodbridge Blue Raiders, coming down. Folks, have a good weekend.